Okay, so we can start. Finally. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I am Agostino Marengo from Italy. I don't tell you where Italy is.
Yeah.
In Europe. And this is a research on field in which we start to think about mobile learning as the present, the future of learning methodologies. And this is a problem because we have to fight with something on mobile technologies as the kind of devices we use, the network we use to approach a learning object, the kind of operating system on the mobile. So we started to think about the research in which the University of Bari is in the south of Italy, and a company, a near learning company in Italy, started to talk about how to conduct the research on mobile learning applied to communication, to business gain, not to get them. So the study was on the.
Sorry. Yeah, we just got out.
So we start to study the compatibility between an HTML5 learning object that is the present and the future, I think, of the learning object on mobile, but I think you know this, with the major mobile operating system, so Android, iOS, and Windows. The second aim of the study was to verify the adaptability of this learning object with the device, and which was the device with the best results on using this learning object. The team was, as I said, University of Bari and Osel. And I want to thank Alessandro Pagano, my colleague, and Elisabetta from Osel that started to think about this this idea, and also Saverio Alloggio that is in Italy, and he conducted the study on field. So the steps were 4 steps. We decided how to perform the study, how to. The second step was choosing people to perform in the tests, and assign the devices to each person wanted to develop the test. And then we managed the analysis of the results. The beta testing involved 30 users divided in 2 main categories: advanced user and newbies, as we can call them, and 30 devices. So 15 devices were smartphones, and 15 on tablets. The operating systems and the devices were in 2015. So we used, for example, iPhone 4S. We used Android in that period. So the study was on those kind of instruments, on devices. And the learning object we projected, we developed on the for the tests was a learning object on change management, made in HTML5 and entitled in Italian was Savana in Bistecche. In English is Savana in Steaks. This is a screenshot of the device. I will show you. Okay. I will show you the game, but before I will tell you that this game was developed on a content that was the book Who Moved My Cheese, that I think you know, but it is a motivation tale on change management. So in the tale, there are two kind of subjects: the mouse and some little dwarf. We changed the subject because I didn't like the dwarf, and we started with two lions, Leopoldo and Leonardo. And the lions eat steaks and not cheese. So we changed something. So I wanna, if you want, I wanna show you just a little bit of the game. Obviously, the company developed every graphics and developed the avatar. So the lions that you will see, they are Leopoldo and Leonardo. So this game on change management was the contents. The content is just a red fil rouge, okay, to conduct the users into a story and then start to evaluate them on their propension to change. So the game goes on. You can stop. You think yes? Okay. Okay. There are in the game logical mathematical tests and the path as a length. If you answer in the right way all the tests, you will reach the end of the game in 7 kilometers. If you are wrong in some, etc., the longest way is 27 kilometers. The wrong answer increases the path, and there is a final score. So this is the game. Okay. In the first step, we decided how to perform the game, and we choose to perform the game over the browsers on the mobile. So no apps needed, but just the browser. You open the browser and play the game. The versions of the operating system were the version in 2015. So you can see Jelly Bean, KitKat, the Lollipop from Android, Windows Phone 8.0, 8.1, and iOS 7 and 8. 8 was in beta test in 2015. Next step, we choose 25 experts from some Italian website related to mobile devices and 5 non-expert people. That's why we wanted to know not just the use of the game, but we wanted to know the experience of the game, and this is different from subject to subject. So 15 smartphones and 15 tablets. In the third step, we assigned the mobile device to each person, and we had 60 days to perform the test, and we had a weekly report on the test. So the 25 experts and 5 non-experts went around in Italy trying to perform the tests under some kind of networks, on the train, on the subway, I don't know, in the university, etc. And then they had to compile a of 10, so a table in which they scale 10 was the full rank for 4 parameters considered: touch screen speed, the speed and fluidity of the scrolling, the pinch usability, and then the overall user experience. In the first step, we combine the results of the test and verify the compatibility between the learning object and the hardware and software. Results for all users. Obviously, one obvious result is about the dimension of the display. If you have a little display, obviously it's very hard to perform the game. Another issue is the stereo speakers. It's not important to listen at the voice explaining the game, but for us it was a good thing to think about. So the stereo speaker had some difficulty in managing the sound. For the operating system, we have to say that in a certain point of view, iOS was undoubtedly the best operating system used to perform the game. But I think that Android for the top range devices was very good. If you go on the mid-range and low-range devices of Android, the results were not so good. Android performs very good if it has minimum 2 GB of RAM. Display, some of them had some difficulty in center the picture, so it was a problem in using the game to center the picture. And then they had a performance very low for the pan. So low-skilled users were there in a little difficulty to use the game on the smartphone, not on the iPad or tablet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Therefore, the main demand. Third bullet. Doesn't HTML5 automatically do responsive design?
Yes, but it was the display was very.
It still
small.
spanned,
Yeah,
but it went beyond.
Yeah.
So it could have been the design,
They say so.
not the.
I don't know, but
Okay.
there was this result in this kind of low-skilled user. They don't know how to do it. Okay. So we asked the low-skilled user to try the game on a desktop. After this, they knew what the game was, and they returned on the mobile, and the experience was better. But in that case, the comparison between the desktop and mobile was clear, and they started to add some instability on the using of the game. I think this is for the poor attitude of these users to play with games. For Android, we can have some results. If you want to see each result on each table on our paper is printed. Okay, I will give you some something on the smartphone with Androids. The high-end devices, as I told, was very good, was excellent. The low-end devices, not such good. The final rank was 7.3 on 10. Talking about the Windows Phone, the Windows Phone was very good for high-end devices and for low-end devices because of, we think this means that the operating system is very scalable. So we think that was why the game was good in high-end and low-end devices. The final rank is 7.5. For iOS, as I told, we have a very good experience, but small problems for the iPhone 4 and 4S because the dimension of the display as is 7.5 on 10. Talking about the tablets, Android was very good for the resolution and for the dimension, and it performed 728, iOS 8.25, also with the multifunction Windows on iOS 8 beta 1 at in 2015. The last one was Windows Phone that runs it in a good way with a rank of 8 on 10. This research conducted us on a new, very big ocean of experimentation, because we started to think about not a single learning object for the mobile learning, because a single learning object is heavy to manage, is kind of strange to manage on a mobile. And we started to search something else. We started to search a better performing object. And we started to think about responsive learning and adaptive learning. We joined a project, an open source project called Adapt. I will show you. That is an open source project conducted by Kineo, that is an e-learning company in England. And we started to collaborate with Kineo in Osel and also at the University of Bari. And they started to if you want Adapt as a community, if you Google Adapt community, you will go there. There are some cases in HTML5, in full HTML5. I will show you one. This is responsive, this is adaptable to any kind of device. And the good thing is that we can use it on mobile also outside a single content. So we can build the content on a vertical and horizontal HTML5 page. So it's a different way to build a content for e-learning. This is for mobile, so everything is touch. Is interactive, very high interaction, and there are different kinds of objects inside the HTML page. You can choose and there. That's it. So the future of our research, we think, is going through adaptive with Adapt project and start to verify how this kind of learning object could be used through new generation of mobile. Thank you.
Thanks for that. I just have a question. The modules or the sort of examples that are embedded in adaptlearning.org, so they'll run on all the different devices?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was built in that?
Yes.
It's built in adaptive learning.
Yes, it's a framework.
So if I'm clear, is adapt a framework whereby you can build a game like
You
your,
can build also
yeah,
a
maybe
game.
not as good as Osel
Yes, yes,
built, but
yes.
have you had a go yourself? As so often we see these platforms, but actually they're quite difficult for the non-technical
Yes, yes.
user.
You're right.
Have you assessed
Yes.
how easy it is to write a
That
game?
we are talking about e-learning in the workplace.
Yeah.
So the Osel is a company that sells e-learning to companies. So they are able to do it.
Yes.
Okay. It's not simply for the middle user to build a learning object without. Now, but they are developing a GUI interface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Do you think that will come? I mean, the product at the
future
end
is,
will
yes,
not be as
yes,
good
the
as maybe some a professional
The
like.
future is there.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
But
They are developing.
how long do you think it will? That will. Any idea?
I don't know. There is a roadmap on the
Wow.
website. Our aim is to try this kind of object on mobiles and see if it is good for workers in the companies and take a look about how mobile could be used in those kind of companies.
Yes, of course.
No.
No.
All right. So I did a presentation yesterday on complicated content and single sourcing.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, for HTML5, and then for mobile, tablet, and PDF for complicated stuff. And I find with the tool I have that sometimes it takes a while to load. It should load on a browser. It takes like way too long, And it's not a big product. I'm putting up like a prototype of something much larger. Do you know if HTML5 optimization is happening? Because it concerns me deeply.
We are starting after we can change.
Yeah.
We are trying to start this kind of experimentation with Adapt, and we are using this on 3G mobile.
Yeah.
3G, and it works very good.
Yeah, but Italian Wi-Fi is fine.
No Wi-Fi.
All right, you know what I mean? Like in Europe, you have much better service.
But 3G is very low scale.
Yeah, it's the bottom.
Yes, so it works very, very good.
Okay, but from an optimization standpoint, is HTML5 a performance issues generally?
I think so.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about more who are the users of this game?
Of this game?
Yeah.
It was a game developed for a company
that
asked us to develop a game on change management for the middle management.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do they respond on these two lines and then being a serious, what do you call it, management?
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Was there any
But
problem?
they use it on desktop, but they use it on other devices. We wanted to take a look about mobile.
But when the manager has to learn about change management, how do he or her respond to a game? That's my question actually. Is it did they say anything about that? To learn about change management using this game?
A game, yes.
Yeah. But what was the response to that?
I don't know because they sell
think
it.
It was silly.
Yes, they sell it to a company and we have no access to the back the feedback.
Okay.
Because it is a private company. We don't know about it.
Okay.
We started to develop it to use it for the research.
Yeah.
That's why this was the first step of the.
Yeah.
I would be interested in your opinion. So you said like especially the low-end Android devices have very bad user experience. So what would you do? Like not offer those games to users who has these devices, or would you assume they are used to that? experience on other websites.
I think we have to change the way. It's not a problem of devices, because I think e-learning has to be performant on every device. So you have to change the starting, you have to change the object. Because if you do an object very hard to manage on a small device, it's not a good way to do e-learning. So I think you have to change the building of the object.
Much like the lowest.
Yeah. Any other question?
Is it difficult to future-proof the game? So when iOS 9 we have now, is it difficult to update the game?
Update in which sense?
To move, it's built in iOS 7 and 8, but then update it when iOS 9 comes in.
It is not built for iOS 7 or 8. It's built for desktop in HTML5, and we started to do it on mobile. So I think iOS 9 and 10 or Android will perform it better.
Right.
So HTML5 is agnostic. It doesn't care what browser, right? Theoretically, I mean, that's part of the beauty of it, right?
Any other question? Sure. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Not August 9th, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yes. Oh, yes.
det her som også er